Hello, everyone, and welcome to another mind-melting muscle manipulation, protein-powered peak performance and presentation. Uncle Gary got jacked doing jumping jacks and forearm curls episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
What's up, dude?
I will say your morning voice sounds great on the air. It's an early episode.
I feel like shit today, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking ate so much cheese.
Brian's been awake for like an hour. I've been awake for like 3.
Yeah, dude. So it's been a rough start to the day, man.
Well, luckily, this week in the Days Grimm studio, we have the muscle Miyagi back in again. Glenn Uhbelhor of the
dude.
Glen Reapers.
Right, yeah, round 3.
Round 3, man. What's up, dude? How are you?
Crazy. I'm well. How are you guys?
You're doing good.
Other than a little hungover and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not hungover.
That's good for you.
Dehydrated. Well, I think it builds character.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Adversity, dude. You
Yeah.
can't always feel fucking awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life would just be too easy.
For sure.
That's right.
So, Glenn, you're coming off of a win here.
Yeah.
You want to tell the people what you won, what you did?
Well, we went up to Cleveland. We took 12 athletes. We had 6 male, 6 female. We had pretty much every age category covered. You know, we had teenagers, we had collegiate, we had over 30, over 40, over 50, over 60. We had a little bit of everything. And we took home a couple of top prizes, but we had a bunch of placings.
And you took first in your category.
I ended up winning the open heavyweight class. Yeah. So there were 6 weight classes, and all these other kids were, I say kids, they were all in their 20s. And here I am, 55. They're like, how old are you, dude?
Brian,
like, that's awesome.
if you want to pull up that video that I sent you, and you can show it on screen while you look for that. Is that possible?
Yeah, in just a moment.
And then so we're going to show the video of your routine that I recorded for you at Bob's real fast. So that way, if nobody has seen anything like that, we can just go ahead and show them right here in the beginning.
Go ahead and tell me which one it is, stud.
That one right there, the play video.
This guy?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. This might be loud, so
we'll see. I threw a fancy little intro.
I'm not hearing any sound, actually.
There's no sound yet. There you go.
Okay, there we go. And this is you practicing posing?
Yes.
So this is kind of your routine. I got you.
Yeah.
It's a tasty jam on the backside of that. Hallelujah. That's crazy, dude. That's insane, dude.
It's nuts, like how each different pose flexes a different section of muscles, you know?
And how long do you think it took you to get all this down, dude? You know what I mean? Like,
it's a 2-parter.
Yeah, that's the other routine. Since I did 2 different categories, I was able to do 2 different posing routines. So, man, I did my first competition when I was only 18, so I've been doing this my whole life.
I know, but like the way that you're making the movements, it's like almost like like choreographed dance moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's because, well, I consider bodybuilding an art form, and a lot of people don't. Like, they consider it like a freak show. And I don't think it should be. I think it should be an art form.
I guess my question is, like, when did you get to the point to where it was less about this is what the pose looks like and more like
This is my transition to the pose.
Putting your spin on it. This like theatric.
I actually was very lucky. I had a mentor when I was just 18 that kind of
showed you that,
teach me that bodybuilding should be an art form.
It really is like a I don't know, that was like a song and dance almost. Like, not to sound lame, but like it looks like choreographed dance moves almost. Like it's very, very, very well put together. I'm assuming it probably takes normal people years to get to that point.
Well, and we'll dive in a bit deeper onto the 12-week. It was more than 12 weeks, wasn't it? To prep.
Yeah. Damn. Well, let's dig into that after. I got us a death of the week this week, guys. And unfortunately, this is the one I said we weren't going to do, but we're going to go ahead and do it. This week's death of the week, guys, brought to you by Corn Dog Development with the Super Sick Coasters. Promo code Days Grimm
saves you 10% on anything he's offering.
Indeed. So this week's death of the week, again, not phenomenal, guys, and this is actually contemporary. This just recently happened. So 44-year-old professional bodybuilder Cedric McMillan dies of heart attack while working out on treadmill. So we've got a couple tweets here, but basically there's a direct quote from Marcelo Bella. We regret to inform you that our friend and brother at Cedric McMillan passed away today. Cedric will be greatly missed as an athlete, comrade, friend, and father. Our prayers are with all his family and friends. He, quote, fought the good fight, end quote, and now he rests. Marsa reported that McMillan had contracted the coronavirus and suffered from a long-term COVID-19 bout, I guess. The issues he was experiencing included heart problems, pneumonia, among other issues, though particulars of his heart problems were not known to public. Earlier this year, the bodybuilder who took home top honors at the 2017 Arnold Classic, fucking epic, fucking huge, posted a video to his Instagram on February 28 expressing the lingering issues he was experiencing due to the battle with COVID. And if you guys aren't familiar with Mr. Cedric McMillan, he's one of the more iconic contemporaries in the bodybuilding industry. Just a massive fucking humanoid. That's this week's death of the week, dude. It's kind of depressing.
I was at the Arnold the year that he won.
2017.
I actually met him at a meet and greet. Yeah. A really nice guy, extremely humble, and really big for a bodybuilder. Like a lot of bodybuilders are very short. So he's actually a little bit taller than me.
Height-wise.
So he's actually a large man and not...
How tall was he, do you think?
Some bodybuilders, they look huge in their pictures and in videos, but you see them in person and they're wee little men. They're just
5'6", dude.
Yeah,
my thing is
they're just very short, but they're obviously jacked.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
those are my people.
deceiving,
So just
but he
be
was
careful
actually
how you talk about my people.
Large man.
Very large. How fast do you think somebody could lose a build like that? Like, say he stopped working out and just...
It'd be a while, I think. It'd be months. He'd start to chub up, you know?
Yeah.
Get round on the edges. Probably 6 months, 9 months.
And a lot of it has to do with,
diet.
And if someone trains naturally, or if you use performance enhancements, you're going to lose it. You'll lose it a lot more quickly.
Yeah, dude. The PEDs, dude.
Yeah. If you train naturally and are able to build, of course, you couldn't quite get to his size doing that.
See, that's an argument worth having. Do you think there is a way that you could get Cedric's size?
I've never seen it in my lifetime.
But do you think it's possible, though?
I don't know.
The human...
You would have to have unbelievable genetics, which he did.
I wonder though, like, because you couldn't be a guy like me and get that big, ever. I could work out every day for 40 years and I would never be
genetics
giant.
do play into it.
Yeah, but I wonder if you took somebody like... I guarantee you, if he wasn't shredded and just had an average person, he would probably weigh 280. You think naturally?
Probably.
Like
Yeah,
the average day Joe. So like, I mean, if you took somebody that would be literally a giant person.
He was genetically predisposed to be a very large man, even if he hadn't
Just
gotten
broad
into
shoulders, very
bodybuilding.
tall. Yeah. I get slightly envious of people that are just like naturally just taller with wider frames than I have. I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at, and it's just like some of these guys can go to the gym for like a month and they just get fucking yoked.
So,
and
genetics do play a role.
I know, it's a
for
bitch.
Sure.
So let's go to after the last time you were on the podcast, you were doing the Glen Reapers, and that had kind of just started. And you guys were gearing up to go to this event that you guys went to.
So we ended up in the Glen Reapers Club, which is something I did completely pro bono. We did have a couple of sponsors that jumped on board, Zero Carb Life and Be Fit. You know,
they made you guys these super sick jackets.
They made these super sick jackets for us.
Those are dope, by the way. I like that.
We ended up having 44 people that followed all of the protocol, which means getting your before pictures, your before measurements, and doing a follow-up every 4 weeks for, a few months.
44.
Those
That's 44 people.
Those aren't your normal clients either.
So only about 15 of those people competed. So, around a third or so. So it wasn't really about competition. It was about people that just wanted to make a transformation and do it naturally, meaning no PEDs, no steroids.
I think those health challenges are getting bigger and
show
bigger
people,
nowadays.
Just a healthy, well-balanced way of eating clean, working out.
Just busting your ass.
Kind of, building and sculpting your body. And so out of 44 people, the average weight loss across the board, the club we started in January and we just finished, it kind of all came to a head. Well, we went out to Cleveland and did the Natural Northern U.S.A. this last weekend. The average weight loss across the board, a little over 30 pounds.
Wow.
And a little over 12% body fat reduction across the board.
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
And what was the name of that, the show?
It was the Natural Northern U.S.A.
Natural Northern U.S.A.
So it's basically the largest drug tested competition in the country. It's huge. It's a big show.
Natural Northern U.S.A. If I could learn how to spell it. Is this it? Dave?
That's it. Yeah.
That one? Okay.
That's it.
Let's take a peek here, man. How do you say that name?
Dave Lieberman.
Yeah.
Lieberman.
Yeah.
Bunch of beautiful ladies here. Okay. Yeah. This is pretty neat, man. And this is the largest, you said? The largest clean
yes.
Bodybuilding performance?
Yes.
Or present, I guess.
Competition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's intriguing. And so a little bit on your placements. Obviously, you placed first in the, what was it?
That was in the men's open heavyweight class.
Open heavyweight class.
The
and
open bodybuilding.
What are the parameters of that to be a heavyweight, I guess?
Heavyweight is, they for whatever reason, they kind of go with the old standard boxing weights. So
really?
Lightweight, welterweight, middleweight is all the same standards that they had for over 100 years in boxing. So
that's kind of neat.
The heavyweight is actually over 198, which is an obscure number. Why not? And even 200
is there a class
or
above
right?
The heavyweight?
And natural shows there's not. In shows where they use drugs, there's a super heavyweight, which is over 220. Because if you're going to obviously...
Which is probably a majority of the competitors.
A lot of them, yeah.
Super heavyweight. That's for 220. That's still crazy that they have such tight and so low of parameters.
What did you weigh in at when you started Glen Reapers and when you decided you were going to go to Cleveland?
I was about 245.
And through the course of this training thing, you said you lost like 45 pounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got down.
Damn, we weigh the same.
I got down to about when I was completely dehydrated. Now, by the time I rehydrated and got on stage, I was probably 215 or 220.
Damn.
But I did weigh in on their scale, completely depleted and everything else. On Friday evening, I was 202 on their scale.
Jesus.
And then like Friday after you weigh in, you just start chugging water, essentially, to like fill out.
You don't really chug it, but you start to rehydrate a little bit and start to really carb up so that the muscles can fill up with glycogen.
Really?
And
I was always under the
tighter appearance.
I was under the impression you guys went out on stage depleted. you wanted to be as dried out and thin, and
you do want to be dried out, but you don't want to be carb depleted at that point. You want the muscles to be full of glycogen. So that's the trick, is to get those muscles to load, but to not what we call spill over, which is where
like you bloat essentially.
The muscles, the glycogen levels overfill to a point to where then the water spills out subcutaneous under the skin, and it'll make you look watery and smooth and soft.
Oh shit! Okay,
you won't have that tight, ripped look. It's a science, and it's hard. It's hard to nail your conditioning perfectly every time.
Yeah, when you're fine tuning the
really
body
tricky.
to the single digit percentile fat percentage, like we were talking about before recording. I mean, it's just like once you get down that low, and every little thing matters, and I'd assume that your
body's very sensitive.
Yeah, I'd assume that you're not gonna nail it every time unless you have.
And then sometimes, so the show is over that night. You go out, pig out on pizza and beer and desserts and everything else, and so you think the next day you'd wake up just bloated and smooth, but sometimes you wake up just ultra peeled and shredded.
Really? That's fucking weird.
Something about your body getting all of these things that hasn't had in so long.
That's so fucking weird.
I want to touch on real fast.
That's pretty crazy.
Your weekly routine, leading up to the event. I know you were teaching the gauntlet class. What, 3 days a week or 4
3 days a week?
3 days a week, and then on top of that, how often were you working out?
And then a 5-day workout split with weights.
So essentially, you're getting like 8 workouts in a week.
At least. And then I started adding in a lot more cardio and stuff too.
I was going to ask, when did you start? So is the cardio part of the 12-week?
Depending on the person. Some
Really?
I'll prescribe a little more cardio.
Okay.
Others don't have to do as much. It's really the strength training and the diet that get you the
results.
sculpt
The
and carve out
results.
your body. The cardio you're more doing for your health, your circulatory system.
But it does
You
trim
can
the
almost
fat
do
off, though.
it can, but you can almost do too much cardio, and you could actually be burning lean muscle tissue for fuel.
That's true. That's true.
So it gets a little tricky. It's not extra cardio isn't necessarily the answer.
What's the disease? Not a disease, but what happens when you break the body down and you start eating your erythromycin?
Rhamdometriosis, right? It's rim something. When your body starts breaking down body fat,
You start pissing
muscle,
out. You start pissing out blood
The
and
body
protein.
can become catabolic.
I think it's
But,
rhabdo.
Yeah, rhabdo.
And then that's what you're talking about.
I was gonna say though, what's it like? So heart issues. We were talking about or whatever. They say that
or whatever.
well, they say if you sit in the sauna for like 20 minutes for like 4 days, you can negate like 50% of like heart disease. Like the risk for it goes down by 50%.
Who fucking told you that? A hobo under a bridge?
No, it's like it's a study. It's like that they did.
It's science.
Right.
Have you heard this? Do you know?
If you do it,
Not that
like 1 day a
particular
week, it's like
one, but-
20%. But then if you do it like
making
5 days
shit
a
up,
week,
dude.
it's like 50.
You're making shit.
No, I'm not.
So I want to stay off the ADD and on the training, the lead up.
Well, did you use the sauna at all?
So I don't personally. I think that any kind of those methods, so massage or sauna or even
You do a
like
cold
cardio,
plunge?
anything in the right dosages can be beneficial, but you can overdo anything
Right.
and it can be bad. So
You just go to the sauna every day and get
in
dehydrated.
sauna, there is a
and-
lot of research, especially like the type of the new infrared saunas that we have at BFit.
Oh, that's
There are a lot
Where
of
they
health benefits.
it
And
increases
they have
your
done
internal
research on that.
body temperature
Yeah.
versus your skin temperature.
But
that's sick.
I have a client that, and we joke about it, but he's actually serious. He came in one day on a Saturday. He goes, "All right, I got my workout in." I go, "Okay, good." He goes, "You'd be proud of me. I got it in." And so he sat in the sauna for half an hour. He called that his workout. I go, that doesn't count as your workout. That's like therapy. That doesn't count as your workout. Yeah, it
called
does.
it a workout. Damn,
So he
dude.
thought that was the same
He's
as
trying to
putting
cheat.
in, grinding out
I got
like
a-
30 minutes on the treadmill
Damn,
or
dude.
strength training. I'm like,
Right.
no, that's like therapy.
There's
and
like a
it's probably
fine-
good for you, but that
That's
doesn't count as your workout.
That's an intriguing. That's cool to think, because a lot of people that aren't like physically active, like they would consider that like, oh, I sweated. I was
Right.
sweating. That's a workout.
Well,
It's like, no, there's a difference between a modality
Right.
or like therapy, like
Sure.
you're saying, versus anaerobic and aerobic exercise.
Well, there's that old guy at BFit Newberg that when I go swim, he's almost picked me up like a mentor financially. We go out to eat from time to time.
Talking about the Chinese guy?
No, not the Chinese guy.
Is this
You
one of
always
those
think
weird
it's a Chinese guy.
arrangements?
No.
Something you need to confess
but he was
here?
talking about, so the pool in BFit Newberg is under construction for 3 weeks. They're redoing the liner and everything.
Sons of bitches.
And I was in there. I was in there.
They need to.
I went to the sauna because I had like a cold and I wanted to like sweat it out.
Yeah.
And he came in there or whatever, and he's like, yeah, this is just what I do for 30 minutes a day since the pool's closed. So he was treating it like his workout since the pool was closed.
Sometimes you just got to get the sins out of you.
That's
right.
right.
Sweat that whiskey out, dude. Sometimes you have
Sweat
to.
out those impurities, man.
So what? Okay, so in your lead up to a show is about 12 weeks. You have this 12-week regimen, right?
That's pretty standard. It's 12 weeks.
And you've got it dialed in. There's not a lot of variance in that.
No.
Does it progressively get like worse throughout the weeks as far as like your intensity, or is it like the opposite? You start harder and then you taper down?
You kind of
or is it like a roller coaster?
just get settled into it.
So you said
It's just a matter of discipline over time, and you just put in the time.
you said you get settled into it. With the days that I filmed, there were days Brian doesn't know this. So there were days that I filmed. I went into North and we were filming Glenn's workout to get the progress of and I'm gonna splice it all together and make a little video. But there were a few times where like we were in a time crunch, and I'm like, all right, Glenn, I'm gonna need you to hit like 2 reps on every machine as fast as you can, and then you can go and finish your workout. Was that different? Was that like
It probably annoyed the shit out of you.
No,
He's like this fucking asshole.
I didn't mind. We got what we needed to do to get some footage, and then I just went back and finished.
But I was
if
gonna say,
anything,
was
it
that
broke
different?
up the monotony.
Yeah, broke up some monotony.
Yeah.
Would you recommend like doing something to break up the monotony to people?
Sometimes, but it's not good to overthink it.
Yeah.
It's more just about being disciplined over time and just putting it in.
Yeah.
I find
Just don't miss workouts and don't skip your meals or your snacks. Don't cheat.
You think
on your
falling
diet.
into a routine? So like a guy at my work, he goes to BFit on the west side, and he goes every day. And there was a guy that he sees there every day. And they see each other so much that the other guy knows his day. Like he's like, "Oh, you're doing legs today.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing arms today."
Oh yeah.
He like knows what you're working
You
out.
have the regulars, what I call gym rats.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I'm
the
a gym
gym
rat.
rats.
It's an endearing term. It's
Oh,
not,
yeah, absolutely.
What do you call the guy a gym rat?
Yeah.
No, that's an endearing term.
yeah,
It
it's-
means that you're a warrior. You're in there all the time.
in there
it's like one of
grinding.
the
It's like
those
regulars. You're a
rat
gym
rods
rat.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad. People get a little too sensitive over stuff.
No, I like
It's a gym rat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
a gym rat.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
You guys
would
are
you,
gym
would you
rats.
recommend
It's-
like
it's
after
okay.
a
It's a good
year of
thing.
falling into the exact same routine, like if Brian and I go to the gym and Brian knows exactly what I'm working on every single day, like would you suggest somebody switch it up? Like do your
That's
arms
one
on
of the
a
number
Tuesday
one
instead
things
of-
I see among like the regular gym rats. They don't switch up their routine. They stick to the movements they're good at, and they do those same movements over and
that's
over.
true. That is true. I see
And then
that
they wonder
often.
why their bodies aren't changing. They're like, dude, man, I don't know how you do it.
You got to keep the body guessing.
And they're like, man, I feel like I just can't get this extra little bit of weight off my midsection, and I can't get my legs any bigger. And I'm like, but you don't train your legs. All you do is like bicep curls and pull-ups and stuff.
Well, even for the diverse lifter, right? So, like, let's say an individual like myself lifts their entire body, right?
Sure.
But let's say on legs, I do the same 6 different lifts every leg day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna. You're gonna definitely see size and performance probably gains
Over
but,
time, your body will adapt to that, though. So it
yeah,
is
and then you're gonna
good
have
to
some weird shaped calves or
completely
something. You know?
Shock, switch it up and shock your body. every
Yeah,
now
and that's
then.
why,
Just-
like, if you're on leg days, like maybe do like plyometrics or something, or like,
or
something.
switch it up. Like I got so Monday is like International Chest Day. Everyone's working chest on Monday, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll work legs on Monday because all the chest equipment's always taken. So I just and I do the same thing with my clients. Monday is just leg day. Plus, legs are the hardest thing to work. Why not get it over with on Monday?
Yeah, dude, just suck
Right.
it and get it over with.
So Monday is just, leg day. What I found, though, is that if you follow that long enough, it's good to just totally throw a wrench in that and maybe have Wednesday as your leg day and make Monday your back day or something else. So where even the day of the week switches to where you're kind of shocking your body and confusing your body again.
Yeah, because even that like day of rhythm probably gets your body in some form of like, not lethargy, but like your body just gets used to like, okay, it's 6 days later, I'm back on legs. Like your body's, that's interesting.
Your body can adapt
to
that change, and it's still better than sitting at home on the couch, but you're more just going to kind of maintain if you're not switching it up periodically. Right. Now, some people think you have to have a different workout every single time. That's not true either. You're better off staying consistent and having a program, but just switch it up every 6 to 8 weeks.
What's the name of those exercises? So like the rowers considered it because it's weight and like motion. The push carts considered it. I think the weighted ropes are considered it. It's like weights, but with like action in a way, not like a regular weight set.
Plyometrics?
I don't know.
That plus another term used a lot is functional strength.
Or dynamic.
But I thought about doing something like
dynamic functional
through the winter.
Plyometric.
Yeah, it's just it's almost like cardio meets
there is some resistance involved,
but
then
like
also you're doing movements that could translate out in the real world. Like it could actually make you more physically capable.
I thought about doing something like that through the winter. I'm trying to get my winter thing lined out because it's going to be cold, so I'm not going to be biking as much. I'm not going to be running.
I'll still be running.
The pool's going to be really cold to transition to from like swimming to then like going out into the freezing cold. So I'm trying to...
Dude, I never want to fucking just kill somebody or myself more than when it's like icy and snowy and -5 degrees and having to put my long johns on and just go for a fucking run. I fucking hate that shit. I fucking hate
Glenn's
it.
like,
I hate running anyway.
I fucking hate it. And running outside, like, and I would do treadmills, but they're just so fucking bad on my knees and my back. Like, it's just better to be on the road. And I'm not looking forward to this winter.
So, Kentucky Muscle was supposed to be your last one, wasn't it?
Oh shit!
Your last weightlifting event before this came into picture, or did you do one after Kentucky Muscle?
No, I think Kentucky Muscle was the last one.
And you said that, I remember back then you were like, this is my last one.
I had just turned 50, so I did all of the Masters categories, the over 40, over 50. So I went up to Indianapolis and I won the Natural Indiana, the over 40, over 50, the overall, and all of that. Then the very next week I went to Kentucky Muscle, which is a non-tested, and ended up winning all my categories in that. So I'm like...
Non-tested as in
there's
PEDs?
Yeah, they don't test for PEDs.
So
most competitions, they don't test.
So you're beating out dudes on PEDs?
Yeah.
Stud.
So
how does that make you feel though? Like when you know,
just saying that the last two events, he was like, I've done it. I won Indiana.
I didn't have anything else I needed to
beat...
prove to myself.
Right.
I was like, that's it. I never had anything
or
to
to
prove
anybody
to
else.
else.
Fuck the haters, dude.
I just always, for some reason, I needed that grind of the physical training.
I shouldn't say fuck the haters, but like. You have haters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I shouldn't. The
more
be so
success
aggressive.
you have, the more haters you're going to have.
But how does that make? I should not.
It's unfortunate.
I retract that statement about fuck the haters. But seriously though, how does that make you feel when you go into an arena knowing that 80, what would you say, 80-90% of the folks there are probably juiced?
Yeah.
And then you just smoke out and win all your classes. Like
pretty good feeling.
That's a gnarly feeling. Do you just look at those other guys and you're like, fucking suck it? What do you do? Like, how does that make you feel, bro?
Well,
I would lose my mind.
It's an interesting dynamic, though, because I hinted on it earlier, but there are actually a lot of guys that use PEDs and things. They'll make fun of me because I don't. But I'm like, shouldn't this be the other way around?
Right. Like you're doing it synthetically.
I call it cheating. They don't. I believe it's cheating. You have an unfair advantage over me because I'm not using an illegal substance to gain an advantage, and you are. I think that's cheating.
It's like drag racing with nitrous.
It's a word they don't like
nitrous.
For you to use in bodybuilding, but it is
cheating.
What it is.
Well, what I don't understand is
you have an unfair advantage.
It's an illegal drug.
When someone is taking an illegal drug to help them get bigger, faster, stronger, and they don't have to diet as hard or train as hard, and I'm still able to defeat them,
you ever work out to that
cool
song?
Feeling, I'll admit.
You ever work out to that Kanye song?
What are you talking about?
Harder, faster, stronger.
That's from a porno, dude.
No, it's one of his songs. But no, I was gonna say, so doing those events, that was supposed to be it, right? That was supposed to be.
That was it. I walked off into the sunset,
and then
I didn't know. Right? Yeah,
I'm out, dude. Peace out, hombres.
That was it.
and then you come back, hair flowing from the woods, and
then I ended up with this club, the Glen Reapers, and 44 people, and about a third of them that were all going to compete. And so I thought, well, I'll get really lean and ripped with them. I just won't get on stage.
Yeah, you weren't even considering competing.
No, but I saw how much that motivated them. And in fact, I got some private messages from different ones saying, we just think this is really cool that you don't have any reason to have to do this, but you're doing it with us. And then I had a couple of friends that kind of just talked me into it. They're like, Glenn, why not just go ahead and just do it? And I'm so glad that I did, because it really meant a lot to the team.
And we were in the locker room and somebody asked Glenn, they were like, so when's your next competition? And he's like, no, like this was the last one. The last two were supposed to be my last ones, it's
shit,
like,
so what I've learned is never say never. Like you can leave the sport of bodybuilding, but it won't leave you.
Yeah,
like there's always age specific. So who's to say when I turn 60, I might not want to go, okay.
Who was your oldest competitor? And were you the oldest in the group?
No.
From the Glen Reapers?
No, we had...
Or I guess you probably...
We had one gentleman that was over the age of 60.
Over the age of 60? Yeah. That's intense. How did he or she... Or how did he fare?
He made top 5.
That's awesome.
Sick. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, too. He works out at the West Side. Or he works at the West Side. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what do you think's next?
Good dude, by the way.
Well,
good dude.
Next for you.
He was always a power lifter.
Yeah, dude, he crushed.
And he only did this, because it was something that was important to his wife. So he's like, I'll do it with you. So he came in, he hired me, he learned all of the poses and everything else. And
dude, I'm sorry, this coffee sucks balls, by the way.
Oh, it's fine.
Dude, it's trash.
Well, I was going to say,
it's terrible.
I think that's one of the reasons we jokingly, but honestly, Muscle Miyagi. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that fucking name, dude.
I know, right? I just picture, like you got the cabin. You know what I mean? Like no running water, no power. Like you take people out there from time to time to whatever, and then
to wax his car.
But then like you got, but then you also have
detailing a car.
You also have all the people you train on a regular basis through your job, but then you also have classes that like you said, there were over 50 members, and I'm sure over 44, but over half of those probably weren't your clients. You know what I mean? So like you're giving back in a different.
Most of it I did pro bono. And then some went ahead and hired me because they knew that they could even gain more of an advantage.
Oh yeah,
getting some one-on-one instruction. So I did. Have several that actually hired me, but it didn't matter if they did or not. I still, gave them, a training protocol and diet.
Do you think you'll ever sit down with one of these tech savvy guys and make your own fitness like program, app, or course or anything?
I don't know. I'm just so tech unsavvy.
There's so much that goes into it.
I'm allergic to technology. It's crazy. I wish I knew more about that.
It hurts my fucking head.
I was trying to get him to do his watch with me, because he wears his Apple Watch.
Oh, you have an Apple Watch? You're on the Apple Watch game? I love the Apple Watch. It's cool, man.
I don't know how to program it.
But you're tracking your calories and your movement and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. And they're actually not that far off from accurate. You know what I mean? They're pretty close.
I will tell you, I got in pretty good shape. My resting heart rate got down to 49.
Wow. Jeez, dude.
That's pretty good at age 55.
Yeah, that's solid. What's yours? Yours is like 40 something, isn't it?
Yeah, like 46.
I sit at about mid 50s, but I don't know.
So I didn't know, well, this watch is whack. So I did it the old school way and actually took my carotid pulse, and I'm like, oh, I was right at 50, 51. I'm like, that's
a couple beats off.
Because a lot of bodybuilders are really not in very good shape.
Cardiovascularly. Yeah.
Because they lift a lot of weights, they eat a lot of food, and, not to talk that much about the PEDs, but the PEDs and stuff, some of them look like cartoon characters, but they're really not very healthy on the inside.
Do you think comic books played a bad role in that aspect? Like, if you think about,
I think it's just a happenstance that they happen to look like cartoon characters.
Really? Yeah. I picture young Glenn in school, glasses on, studying, like wanting to be Clark
Glasses
Kent.
And braces,
you know what I mean?
And a ton of acne.
Hey, dude, I had braces too. I had a little bit of acne.
But I'm just saying, like, I just picture
a lot of acne.
Like this, it's almost
Coke
like Clark Kent to
and
Superman.
Braces. and I was skinny.
You sound like the kid from Sandlot.
I was strong as an ox, but I didn't look strong. I was wiry.
That's crazy, dude. So
I was awkward.
But
geeky.
were you into comics as a kid?
No,
No,
I never was.
I wonder.
My
I just
buddies
wonder
were,
if some
but I
of
never
these
was.
bodybuilders were into comics and were like, I want to look like that guy one day.
Yeah, I want to look like a cloud.
I want to look like the Hulk, or
get it,
I want to look like.
I just don't think that. I wish it wasn't so extreme. I wish we just could find out the perfection of the male and the female form.
Yeah.
Just what God gave you to work with instead of taking all these synthetic drugs and everything.
The
and
Romans and the
costing you
Greeks
your
started
life.
to do that. Essentially portray that, like they say like our society now and the Roman society, like how they started to be more accepting when then started the downfall. But they were saying like that's why like the statue of David has a small dick, or stuff. No, seriously, they were saying like they were throwing in those things to like make just everything more like accepted and like all around like even. But I was gonna say like,
why you got to talk about David's dick like that, bro?
But I was gonna say like,
why you got to bust on my dude?
Are you saying that in like the sense of like, so like these guys get like body dysmorphia? Almost.
There's body dysmorphia within the bodybuilding community.
Like I call it fatophobic.
Well, it's
because they're
no matter how big they get, they still don't see themselves as big,
and it happens in every aspect.
Around the board, anybody that goes to the gym or
with anybody.
Physical
we were training for that triathlon that got canceled. I did a year's worth of just gnarly cardio. Well, as when we first spoke about it, you were like, you should do nothing but legs. So I did like 3 months. All my anaerobic training was just legs for 3 months, and then cardio.
Sure.
So my legs were just beefed out. I was thinning out. And then after 3 months, I quit doing all anaerobic and was just doing cardio, like just getting my numbers up and putting miles on the bike and the pool, whatever. And then I saw a friend of mine a month after they had canceled the race. And they were like, holy shit. They were like, are you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. What's up? You're thin.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
That's all I heard.
I don't see it.
Really?
But you don't see it in the mirror. Like you're so used to seeing yourself. Like
see yourself in the mirror multiple times a day.
You look at yourself every day. You don't see your jaw cut, your neck cut.
It's people that don't see you very often.
Yeah,
dude.
I had that with family, like growing up. I've always been a small guy, you know what I mean? And like always been kind of like low body fat area. And I started training for this triathlon, and my whole family was like, you're doing something wrong. Yeah. Like, you literally, like, went down 10 pounds. You look skinny.
Are you on drugs?
And I'm like, no, like I'm the healthiest I've ever been. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, the healthiest I've ever been, you know?
Yeah.
And
so the dysmorphia is real, like, on every plane.
No matter if you're me, you know, some small random guy going to the gym and you're wanting to see bigger gains here and there. Or
we're all our own worst critics. So I don't look in the mirror and see what other people possibly see. Like, wow, you know, you're pretty built. And all I look at, I see myself in the mirror. All I do is analyze my flaws. Yeah. So I'm never satisfied.
Where can I tighten up?
Well, and you don't work out with music. That's other than what's playing in the gym. Yeah. I just finished.
And even that I block out. I don't want to be a prisoner to the music where I have to have music to get motivated.
Everybody.
So it's actually
a lot of athletes say that.
If I can force myself to train without that extra impetus, then I think it just takes more discipline.
Yeah, I just finished the book "Discipline is Divine" by Ryan Holiday, and he was even talking about how people like.
Oh, we spoke about this last week.
How people don't want to. They don't want to be bored. They don't want to sit in silence. Like when you get on an airplane, everybody's trying to avoid that silence. They're trying to zone out that space. Or like in a car. Like
I've known
Brian
people
calls me a psychopath because I
leave
drive
the gym
music.
if they forgot their
headphones
or headphones. They're like, I can't work out. Why not? I left my.
I'm guilty of this, but if my watch is low
at home, I was like, so you're just not going to work out?
Yep,
I can't work out without them. I can't do it.
I love it. So I
get it.
Yeah, you know? I love angry metal music in my ears when I'm just trying to murder my body. Any song that has to do with murder actually really gets me going. But there have been days I forgot my headphones, and you want to leave, but like I'll push through.
What about your watch?
No, I cruise through it.
Really?
Yeah.
See, if I forget my watch, I'm like, if I don't have any data, did it happen?
I'm with Glenn. I'm with Glenn, dude. It's like It's like, honestly, you have to be able to perform without stimulus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And though it does help, it helps me at least. I think it does, or maybe it's a pseudo help. I'm not sure, but it is intriguing that there are so many athletes that say the same thing. They're like, I just push through without music because they don't want it to be a hindrance or like relied upon.
You've got data junkies. Like I'm a digital data junkie. I love all my workout data. I go through it every day. Even if I don't work out, I peep how much I walked, how many hours I stood, my heart rate, all this crap. But you see the guys in the gym that have their notebooks and stuff, and you don't do this either. How do you just know from years of experience that like, did you used to carry a notebook and everything?
I have before.
It's helpful if you're keeping track of like
what you did,
previous PRs.
When I was really doing a lot of powerlifting, keeping track of those numbers and PRs, I would keep a notebook.
Yeah, it can be helpful. It can be. Or you can keep it on your phone, or you can just know in your head. 3 weeks ago, I did 315 on squat for 5, and I want to do 325 for 3 this week or whatever.
Man, I haven't gone for PRs in so long.
We are tight. So unfortunately, Thomas did us the luxury of scheduling us back-to-back pods today, really tight window frame. So I do want to be sure to ask this: what's happening with the Glen Reapers? How are we moving forward?
We just completed our 2022 season.
Yeah.
That was the pinnacle. That was the final show, this national level drug-free show, the Natural Northern U.S.A.
Yeah, Natural Northern.
Up in Cleveland.
Ladies here, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Tons of beauties.
And, great city. It's right there on Lake Erie. In fact, some of my best bodybuilding pictures were taken the next day with
on
Lake Erie.
Sick.
In the background. Yeah, you've seen some of those shots. So that kind of brought it all to a head and kind of finalized our season. So now we have a little downtime, Thanksgiving, holidays and whatnot. We're going to kick off the 2023 Glen Reapers in January. And it's for anybody and everybody, all ages, shapes, sizes, and fitness levels.
You don't have to work for Bob's.
Compete.
Are you going to make any adjustments?
You don't have to be a member of BFit.
To the routine?
And what?
Are you going to make any adjustments to like the routine or any requirements or anything?
Team in general, anything inside of Glen Reapers you would change going into 2023 versus 2022?
You like make them read 10 pages a book, make it like make it more than just like a physical fitness.
Actually try to keep it as simple as possible. But it is, you do grow spiritually in other ways when you dedicate yourself to losing body fat and building muscle and making transformations like a lot of these people did.
You become a lot closer with yourself.
But we try to keep it pretty simple. So the diet is just 6 small portions spread even through the day, just healthy, whole foods. It's not any fad dieting or keto or intermittent fasting or anything like that. It's just healthy and well balanced.
Yeah.
And then the workout split is either a 3 or a 5-day workout split where you train different body parts each day. And then we give recommendations on cardio. But part of it is the accountability of just tracking it all and to know we're kind of all in it together.
That's neat. And that's got to be fucking sick to have like 40 other individuals just to kind of pull you through. Even on your,
some of these people, it was life-changing. They've just really transformed.
Well, I saw that somebody's like grandma or whatever, she posted her transition through the Glen Reapers, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And it was in the Facebook group, and it was huge.
Huge emphasis on age, shapes, and sizes. You don't just if you want in, just shoot.
We don't discriminate whatsoever.
How do I?
It doesn't matter.
You said you don't have to be a member of BFit. So how are they going to train with you if they don't have a membership?
Saturdays
at BFit?
Well, no. If they want to do one-on-one training, they would need to get a membership. It turned out, all of our members are BFit members. It just kind of worked out that way. But we don't discriminate. You don't have to be a member to be part of this club.
I know we have listeners that probably work out at other places, 818, and then like Nitro
YMCA.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but you guys take pride in being a PED free club.
Yes.
So
that's the only thing we ask was we know that a lot of gym goers do take PEDs, especially a lot of bodybuilders do.
Yep.
It's not our place to judge them for that. We just, we hope that they don't judge us, that we do it differently and we do it clean.
And if nothing else, you can just do more shows.
We do ask that if if you're going to be taking illegal steroids, PEDs, we just ask that you dismiss yourself from the club, because we're a drug-free club.
100%.
We're not judging you. We're just saying we're doing it a different way. That's the whole reason I started the club, was to teach people that you can make a really dramatic transformation, life-changing transformation. You don't have to kill yourself doing it. Cause yourself, you're destroying your internal organs and everything else.
Yeah, bone
by taking
density.
These dangerous levels of, synthetic drugs and steroids and PEDs. It's a shame. And again, I don't judge anyone for doing it. I just, when I'm so strong against it, because I've just seen too many bodybuilding friends die over the years, and it was a direct result of their steroid abuse, and it's just unnecessary.
You've met Cedric.
I met Cedric, a mountain of a man, unbelievably humble. What a great, and you just hate to see it. They just struck down,
and they die at such 44. I mean, that's older for it's young in overall lifespan, but it's older in the sport. 44 is, you're getting up in age.
Cedric was even younger than that, wasn't he?
No, Cedric was 44. He died at 44. But my point is that we're losing people in their 20s.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
What advice do you have round 3 for all the listeners into physical fitness? Since this is your third time, it's your third round of advice to people.
It's just, don't be overwhelmed. Don't try to think you have to spend 6 days
in the gym,
a week in the gym, 3 hours a day. Get with a trainer, first of all, at least long enough to where
get an idea.
You learn, and get past the learning curve, and at least kind of understand the equipment and understand diet and so on. But make it believable, even if it's just a half an hour, 3 days a week, something that's sustainable where you can be consistent over time. Don't think you have to come in like gangbusters and have the same workout regimen.
Yeah. An hour a day, 5 days a week.
As I'm training for a show.
Yeah. 9 workouts, 12 workouts a week.
Dramatic, Just make it believable. Make it just part of your lifestyle, something that you can sustain long term.
Right.
Too many people, it's more like a quick fix.
Yeah.
And they'll lose some weight and get in shape.
They start to feel good.
They relax and they quit, and then they gain all the weight back. So that's more what it is just make it believable and sustainable, and just don't be overwhelmed. Try to make it enjoyable.
Right.
And that's good advice, man. Really just like keep it
simple, stupid.
It really, keep it achievable, keep it within reason, and if you're just starting out, just ease your way in, don't overcomplicate it. That's a good piece of advice, actually. And I feel like there's a lot of early or newcomers to gyms that need to hear that, because
and a lot of people are too hard on themselves also. If they're following a strict diet and they cheat, they'll beat themselves up because they had a few slices of pizza or something. It's like, okay, you screwed up.
Yeah.
Put it behind you and get back on track, and you're going to be fine. We're all human. I don't expect anyone to be perfect on their diet. And everyone's going to miss a workout now and then because you just don't feel like it or whatever it is. That's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself.
We're all
just
human.
Make it believable and sustainable.
We're human, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
Unless you're Tom Brady, that dude's a fucking machine.
Just a machine.
That dude's a fucking machine.
Well,
dude.
It's that
dude's a fucking freak.
The work ethic and the discipline to watch all of that film.
He's
and
a
all the
machine.
things that he does.
The way he treats his body.
Keeps his diet so clean.
Yeah.
He's a multi-millionaire. He doesn't have to do all that stuff.
You want some good material to read, Thomas, on the human body. And read up on Tom Brady. He's a fucking
I don't
freak.
know that if I had that amount of money that I would still be as driven as he is. I don't know because I don't have that amount of money.
I know. It's so crazy.
That's what's impressive.
He's the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah.
Dude, I just I appreciate that good piece of advice. You've given out a lot of good advice over your time coming through the Days Grimm. So for that, we thank you. Do you have anything that you're looking forward? We'll
last minute shout out.
We'll give you the last couple minutes.
Next?
Yeah. Anything coming up?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to just living like a normal life again. The training protocol was really extreme. To be 55 years old and get myself in that kind of shape was hell. I mean, I really had to push myself. So the neat thing now is to go back to just more maintenance, just get my workouts in, and I can kind of eat what I want for a little while.
Oh
Pizza,
yeah.
and drink some beer.
Couple beers. You're gonna have beers today.
Stuff. I will. While I'm watching football. I absolutely will.
You look phenomenal on stage, man.
Appreciate that.
Dude, you just crushed it. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going through them right now. This is just him on stage. And then if you are watching on YouTube, you saw his posing earlier. And like I said, it's like ballerina-esque. It's just a thing of beauty. How you put it together and go from transition to pose.
And that's me viewing it as an art form. I was very lucky. I had an unbelievable mentor. His name's Jerry Hoover.
Yeah.
He's no longer with us, but they actually named the auditorium at the new North High School after him.
Sick.
He was, anything and everything music. He taught piano lessons, voice lessons. He was just anything. I mean, he was the guru, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's also like a Renaissance man, and people don't realize he was the number one person responsible for getting weight rooms at the high schools all those years ago, back in the 50s or whenever that first started. Yeah. He was a pioneer on all of that. And he was also a national bodybuilding judge. You would never know by looking at him. He looks like a bookworm. And but he viewed it the same way he viewed music, as like an art. And so that's what he taught me and instilled in me was bodybuilding doesn't have to be a freak show. Sure, you're going to have muscles and definition and everything. But when you're on stage and you have a chance to do a routine that's choreographed to music, why not tell a story with your motions, and why not leave an impact on the audience? And so that was one of my probably proudest moments, was when I won a national posing award for one of my performances.
That's awesome. Well, Glenn, it's been an honor to get you in the studio for round 3.
Hell yes.
Congrats on your win. Congrats to the Glen Reapers for placing, and again, going at it again next year.
Yeah.
All our listeners and viewers, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment.
Yes. Can't get enough comments. Can't get enough subscriptions.
You guys keep doing your thing.
Yeah, we're pushing through. We're pushing through, man. And the Glen Reapers keep.
Yeah, we will.
You guys keep grinding.
We will.
And we're gonna hear from you in 2023. I want to hear the upcoming shows and all the good shit heading your guys' way. So just thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry we're pinched on time this week, Thomas.
And good luck to your team today.
No, yeah, seriously. God bless the Glen Reapers. I hope you guys keep crushing it, man. And just thank you everybody for listening. Share it with a friend, whatever. But thank you, Glenn. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
This has been a thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
And this has been Mr. Glenn Uhbelhor,
Mr. Muscle Miyagi,
with the Glen Reapers. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you guys.
Awesome, dude. Crushed it.
Crush.
No Arnold on the way out.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for 2023 though.
Hey guys, if you liked what you heard today, there will be a new episode next Tuesday, as well as every Tuesday at 6 a.m. So hit that subscribe button and let your phone do all the work for you.